Yes, you know who that is. That is the Southern River Band, the boys out of Thornley. And last week we were joined by Brad Hogg. Well, you know what? We've gone one better. We've got AJ TYE in the house. G'day, AJ. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks. Go yourself?
Yeah, good. Very good. Now, this is the Shelter SportCast. No longer the Shelter FootyCast. We're going all through sporting land. We do West Australian themes, so that's why you're here, AJ. We do this every Monday and Thursday. Socials, Shelter FootyCast on Instagram. I reckon we're going to have to change it. I don't know. Shelter FootyCast can't do it anymore. Thank you, Dan. YouTube, you can watch us. Podcast, you can listen to us. We do everything for Shelter, born and brewed in Busselton. Now, AJ, do you know these boys? Do you know the Southern River Band?
No, I don't.
Do you like them?
Yeah.
Great. You do now.
They're a WA product. Why
Yeah,
not?
Correct. Thornley, the boys, they're on a national tour shortly. They just finished up their tour with The Darkness. So they're playing at Shelter Brewery on Friday, the 2nd of December. I'll expect to see you there, AJ. Thank you very much. DJ Jenga will be there as well. So Jenga? I don't know. He'll be there as well. But the Southern River Band boys, they're on the national tour, so support them. That'll be great news. They're actually playing at the North Perth. What's that one? The Charles Hotel. Yeah. Charles Hotel as well.
There you go.
You going to come?
Sure.
All right, so AJ Ty's in the house. We're going to get through some cricket for the weekend. Scully's a little bit dusty, I will say, and I look like a cowboy. I was on a Bucks party yesterday, so welcome to my voice. Shelterbrewing.com.au, you can find all the stuff over there as well. Now, let me just read this list to you, AJ. Australia, that's quite good. Australia A, Chennai Super Kings, Cricket Australia 11, I believe. I feel like that's Australia. Durham second 11, didn't get picked for the first. Gloucestershire second 11, didn't get picked there either. Gujarat Lions, Kings 11 Punjab, Lucknow Super Giants, Northamptonshire second 11, Perth Scorchers, Rajasthan Royals, Somerset second 11. You spent some time in the Razzies. Sydney Thunder, Western Australia Chairman's 11, Western Australia under 23s, Western Australia 11. How many bloody teams you played for, mate?
Yeah, a few. I'm not sure about some of your pronunciations there either.
Please correct me. Give us what I missed.
So it's Gloucestershire.
Okay, perfect.
It's Gujarat.
Okay.
Northamptonshire.
Perfect.
Not Shire.
Perfect. Did I get any right? Perth?
Yeah.
I got Perth Scorchers
Yeah,
right?
you were pretty good with the rest of that. But yeah, Rajasthan Royals, you got right.
I got that right. Oh,
Yeah.
you stuffed it up, did you, Dan? Very good. So, I mean, cricket's not a one club game, is it? Especially now with the different tournaments going on.
Well, it is for me in club cricket. So Scarborough, born and bred. Played there my whole grade career.
Very good.
But yeah, it's turned into much more of like a franchise world. Obviously, we play for WA and Perth Scorchers for 6 months of the year, and then we just try and keep playing all year round. So we'll go to England, we'll go to India, we'll go pretty much anywhere that'll take us and earn us a bit more money.
How much time are you spending away from home? There's a lot of travel.
There is during COVID as well. Like a lot of them were in bubbles, so it was like proper hotel ground, pretty much stuff. But some years I've been pretty much playing cricket 9, 10 months of the year, but most of that's been away. So I'd be like in and out over summer, and then I'd go to India, straight to England, until August, come home, and then start it all over again.
You're a new dad.
Yes.
How's that going?
Excellent. Yeah, loving our little girl. She's starting to come out of her fourth trimester, as they say now, and she's got her own little character, and she's a little beaut.
Nice. Sleeping?
For the most part, yeah.
Perfect. That'll stop shortly at some point in time.
Yep. I'm sure it will, but that's okay. We'll take it as it comes.
Right, so we're going to get through a bit of the World Cup. It's a Super 12s have got underway. Finally, we got through the qualifiers. But before we get there, just going to go through some big moments of the round. Now, are you a footy fan, AJ?
Yeah.
Who do you go for?
West Coast.
Very good.
Founded in 86. I was founded in 86.
Really?
Pretty easy.
Okay, so you were born 86?
Yeah.
Okay. Happy with the year so far?
This year, not great. Hopefully it's one of only.
So there's some news in the footy world. Ross Lyon he's been confirmed as the St Kilda coach today.
Yes, I heard that in the car on the way here.
Do you remember when Ross Lyon was coaching Freo against the Eagles?
Not really.
Highly defensive coach.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Parked
the bus, didn't
you?
you?
Yeah, correct. Do you hold much hopes for St Kilda?
No. They were actually coming good, but I reckon they'll go backwards now.
Yeah, I actually think the same thing. So, international cricket returns to Perth. You didn't get to the game. You were playing Sheffield Shield, weren't you?
I wasn't. No.
No, you didn't play.
I don't play that red ball stuff.
Right.
Like that's my allergies are starting to flare up. Just sitting here.
Do you want to have a quick look at that? Have a look. Just have a read of that one. What does it say?
Worst performance in the final best performance in the final under 12s. 5 wickets for 16 runs.
5 for 16. What's your best take as a bowler? You beat 5 for 16?
I've got 7 for 4.
Eat your fucking heart out.
I reckon I've got a couple of 8-fers as well.
At what level? Where are you pulling them out?
All right, the 8-fers. I reckon they were in UK club cricket. But my 7 for 4 was in suburban turf here in Perth. 7th grade suburban turf when I was 18 years old.
Wow.
Yep.
Have you played cricket forever? You're kind of like you're almost like a mature age recruit, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I started playing professionally at 26, so that's probably why I had a few of those English second 11 teams in there. I was over in the UK playing club cricket, but then trying to play county cricket as well. So played a few second team games for Durham and Northants and Somerset, and then nearly got a contract over in Durham and would have played professionally over there, but they picked a guy. I don't know if he's any good. Mark Wood. Yeah, they decided to give him a contract over me.
He's a big English bowler, isn't he? So I thought you were going to say someone that was actually no good.
No, he bowls rapid. So, yeah, good.
So the Sheffield Shield, right? I want to move on to this, right? So there was some results on the weekend. WA and Victoria drew. I see it all the time. Sheffield Shield, right? Is it relevant to cricket? Like no one. I've never seen a person at a Sheffield Shield game. Like who goes and watches these games?
Oh, you get probably about 150, 200 people a day, maybe a little bit more.
That's not a lot of people, mate.
I know, but it's generally played midweek.
Is it? Yeah. So that's so people can play club cricket on the weekends, is it?
Sometimes it just depends on the fixturing that they might want to work it in. That you get 1 or 2 days of the weekend, and then the rest midweek. But then they generally tease it with a one day game, and they'll generally be. So on a weekend.
What's your schedule look like at the moment? You just got back from.
Just got back. We played. When did we play? Saturday. So got back yesterday. My next game for WA will be the 5th of November at the Wacker Ground.
Yeah.
And then I've got one more game, the 16th of November, and then that's me till Big Bash.
All right.
So I'll just be playing club cricket and training.
Is it easy to slop in and out of sides? Like read all the teams off the top. Is it hard?
It's hard remembering everyone's name. I'm shocking at the best of times. That's probably the hardest part, and then just getting to know how each team want to play and slightly different styles, what the captain's like, and then once it's generally a game or two, and then you're flying.
What do you mean by styles? Like, treat me as an ignorant cricket supporter that has no idea.
Some teams are quite defensive. They'll if the
field?
Yeah, the field options and where they want you to bowl and stuff like that. But then, here at WA and Scorch, we play quite an aggressive and positive game of cricket. So we always look to take, if we're in the middle of something, we'll just go take the positive option.
Can you tell the difference between successful sides and not, and the culture around different teams?
Yeah.
Like Perth and WA have been one of the most successful states forever.
Yeah.
Can you tell?
Yeah. Ash Turner, our skipper for Scorchers, he and I both played at Durham this year.
Yeah.
In the T20s over there, and it was like we both came away from it thinking, wow, like they just, it's just a different feel. They weren't a successful team, but you can just see the mannerisms and some of the stuff that goes around it, and so how the players handle themselves. Is sometimes it's just a different style of cricket over there in England.
Right. Why?
I don't know. Yeah, I think because there are 18 counties and stuff that there's sort of a lot of cricketers, so you get some guys who aren't quite as good.
Is it a bigger cricketing culture in England than Australia?
I wouldn't say it's tough to say. Cricket's big, but football over there is their massive one, the Premier League and stuff like that. They live and breathe and die that. Whereas here it's probably a bit more even between cricket and footy because there's set seasons, whereas Premier League starts in August and goes right through to July.
Do you have a team in the EPL?
Yeah.
Who?
Manchester United.
Did you just start supporting them when?
Yeah, my auntie and godmother, she was a Manchester United supporter, and she had a shirt on. It was just pretty much the first time I'd ever.
No one likes Man United supporters, do they?
No. So, if someone's being hostile, I'll say I'm a Middlesbrough fan because that's where my dad's from. So,
is he English?
Yeah, both parents are English. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Does that make you English?
Yeah, I've got a British passport.
Do you?
Yeah, that's why I was trying to play for Durham.
Right.
So I could have eventually played for England and Australia.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So were you born here or born?
Born here.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, you better not be an Englishman, mate. We spoke to Mike Hussey on 6PR, who's over coaching the Poms.
Yep.
That happens a bit now, with guys, with the amount of teams you play for and different countries. And
yep.
It's pretty limited the opportunities you get with one country once you get to coaching, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, England coaches, they've got 3 now for this World Cup. Aussies. They got Matthew Mott, their head coach.
Right.
David Saker, their bowling coach, and now Huss is their bowling consultant or batting consultant.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get into the T20 World Cup. Bit of a preview and a bit of a review. What happened on the weekend? Will Schofield, AJ TYE. The Shelter SportCast. We're going to do a bit of a World Cup. Here we go. New Zealand defeat Australia by 89 runs. An absolute pantsing. Did you see this one?
Yeah, Australia's World Cup defence has gone about as well as you manning Buddy Franklin, hasn't it?
Is this why you were 30 minutes late? You were coming up with that one-liner?
No, I thought about that yesterday on a long plane trip.
Now, what's gone on here for Australia? What's happened?
They just got done by a good team. The way that New Zealand came out of the blocks with Finn Allen smacking him, he made 30 odd off about 10 bowls.
Yeah.
And then Devon Conway's making a habit of it. He'll just be the man that'll sit there and bat the whole innings at a decent rate, and they pretty much knocked the Aussies out of the game in probably the first 3 overs when I think Stark went for 14, Hazelwood went for 15, and Cummins went for 13 or something like that. They were all in the teens the first 3 overs, and then it's a long way chasing your tail after that.
You might be a bit biased, but those 3 guys you mentioned are all traditional test bowlers in my mind anyway. Do you think there's room for specialised short game bowlers T20 squad?
Oh, definitely. They've got them in the squad. I mean, Josh Hazlewood has transformed himself into the number 1 T20 bowler in the world at the moment. I think he is. He's always been a good T20 bowler. I reckon the 2016 T20 World Cup that I was at, he was our best bowler by far. And then I don't think he might have played 2 T20s between World Cups after that World Cup and the next one. So, there's definitely scope for specialists, but those guys are class, and yeah.
So Conway, you mentioned, scores the highest T20 score versus Australia in Australia ever. Australia scored their lowest score on Australian soil ever. New Zealand's win, it's their first win in the last 16 matches on Australian soil. So groundbreaking from New Zealand.
Yep.
But Australia, how do you fix that? How do you turn that around in one game? You just have to move on.
Yeah. T20 cricket, there's no time to dwell on what's happened or what's just happened like in the game before, sometimes even the ball before. You just got to let it go and you go again.
Yeah.
You just find a way to be better.
Yeah.
You just, hope they execute.
Tim Southey, 3 for 6.
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Be very happy with that.
Say his name. Southey or Southey?
No, Southey, you got it right.
Southey. Oh, my gosh. All right, so New Zealand moved to the top of the table on maybe Group 1? Group 1 or 2, one of those. England defeated Afghanistan here in Perth.
Mm-hmm.
Decent crowd there, 5 wickets. Barmy Army descends on Perth. You caught much from the Barmy Army over the years? Because you'd be down at Fine Leg, wouldn't you?
Yeah, a little bit. Not overly too much because the games that we played in, we were getting smacked. I've played in the UK. So a couple a little bit those days, but more all in all, they were pretty fine because we were getting hammered.
Did you see this one, England-Afghanistan?
Yes, I did.
Who played well?
Yeah. Sam Curran took 5.
Yep.
Who else? Mark Wood bowled speed of light.
Your boy.
My boy, yeah. I think England, the bowlers did a really good job. They've caught really well. I think Liam Livingston took a really nice catch and then steered their team home with a bat with 20-odd or 30-odd not out. They were chasing a very paltry total. But
how important's a good wicketkeeper for bowlers?
Really good. Yeah, they can get to bowls that they should.
Yeah.
But, a good wicketkeeper, especially for spinners. You don't want them missing a half stumping chance or a little nick or something like that.
Yeah. Sri Lanka defeat Ireland. They come out of the group stages to play Sri Lanka. Have Sri Lanka won a World Cup? I reckon they might have won a World Cup. Dan, can you have a look at that? I mean, Sri Lanka's no easy beat, but they smash Ireland.
Sri Lanka, they hit and miss. If they turn up, they'll play really well. I think they lost their opening game of the qualifying to Namibia. So they have the tendencies that they are able to maybe not quite perform as well as they should.
Yeah.
But on their day, they can definitely turn up and beat someone.
What some of these qualifiers that have come out of the group stages, are they any chance? Like, is there much point in having them there, or it expands the game? But
yeah, well, you had Sri Lanka and West Indies, probably the two biggest teams that hadn't pre-qualified.
Yep.
West Indies obviously didn't get through qualifying, but I think those two teams are definitely teams that could beat any team on their day.
Yeah.
If they turn up, and I think for Netherlands and for Ireland, the other two teams have made it through. It's just great potential for growth and learning and understanding what it takes to play at that level, and it just takes their game forward that hopefully in years to come that they are a lot more competitive. Is
that noticeable, like the jumping grades? Playing, I don't know, local cricket with Scarborough compared to playing in the IPL or international level?
Yeah, massively.
Huge, right?
Yeah.
So would some of those guys be coming out of effectively local island leagues to come play in this?
Yeah. Some of them play in the UK, but most of them now that Ireland have become a test-playing nation, they can't play in the UK. They have to play as an overseas. So there's a couple that still do it, but they'll probably just be playing cricket in Ireland. And obviously, if you're in that sort of environment where the standard court probably isn't as good for a long extended period of time, it's always challenging to get better.
Yeah. So Sri Lanka, is that T20 they won? They won the 1996 T20. I don't think so.
No, that'll be 50 over.
I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have thought T20 is getting played back in '96, Daniel. But thank you for that. Give me the run shot back, please. You've completely butchered that. 2007, 2011, maybe. T20 started then-ish.
Yeah, 2007, I reckon, was the first World Cup.
Sri Lanka won the Asia Cup as well.
Yep.
They beat India and Pakistan pretty recently, didn't they?
I think so. Yep.
India defeat Pakistan by 4 wickets at the MCG. This was a sellout at the MCG. Pretty incredible with no Australia there.
Yeah, like 90,000 people. That's a lot of people at a neutral game.
Yeah. Did you see it?
I did.
So this is talking about death bowling, which you do. for what I could tell, this was a complete butcher job by Pakistani team.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. I think...
and they had 28 off 8 deliveries.
Yeah, I think Nawaz, the guy who bowled the last over, he bowled a 12th over to Kohli and Hardik, and I think he went for about 20.
Right.
So captain, as he should have, was to try and hold it back and take the game as deep as possible.
Right.
But what hurt them ultimately, I reckon, was the last 2 balls of Haris Rauf, who bowled the 19th over. Or was it Shaheen Afridi? I'm not sure. I think it was Haris Rauf, where Kohli hit 6-6. Unbelievable. So 28 off 8, the 8th ball.
Yeah.
Unbelievable shot. He's hit it back of the length, stood up on it, somehow hit it straight down the ground. It's almost near impossible to do what he did, and he hit it for 6. And then next ball, flicked it for 6, and it changed the game massively to giving, even if those 2 balls had gone for 4, they're so then 2 and 2, then Nawaz is defending 24.
Yeah.
So then 4 of those balls have to go for 6.
Yeah.
So I think in T20 cricket, quite often it's the penultimate over that makes differences. So yeah, bearing in mind Nawaz did not bowl a good over.
No.
Couple of full bungers, couple of wides.
What are you thinking of when you're running as a bowler at death bowling? Like, what are you trying to put it in the same spot? Are you trying to counteract what you think they're going to do? Like,
yeah, in that situation, you're trying to bowl whatever bowl you feel is going to go for 1. Like, just run in and bowl whatever you can to go for 1. Because if you get 1 or a dot, or your first 3 balls are almost the most important.
Yeah.
So if you can get 3 dots or 3 singles, then you got 13 off 3 they need. So then the pressure's on the batsman. They actually have to hit a 6.
What's the hardest ball to hit for 6? Like a wide Yorker type areas, or
probably.
So why don't you guys just do that every time?
Well, you'd love to say that, but how hard is it to kick a football straight?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you just kick the goals every time?
Yeah. Yeah. So it is. Yeah. People always say, you can't hit Yorkers for 6. Why don't you to bowl Yorkers? It's like, yeah, okay. So you're trying to bowl a cricket ball that's yay big into a hole, sort of a box that's like that big to be the perfect Yorker.
Yeah. Because if you get it wrong.
Yeah, batsmen move, batsmen go forward, they go back. If you bowl a Yorker and you get it wrong, it's probably the easiest ball to hit.
Right.
So it's risk reward.
Right.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because didn't you at a stage have all these different deliveries, like well, maybe you still do.
Yeah.
Like naming them.
Yeah.
The knuckleball.
Yeah, I got the knuckleball.
What else you got?
Splitter.
The splitter. What's the splitter?
It's like a split finger slow ball.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't really name them.
But people got excited about that.
Yeah, I just bowl them. I don't really name them. I just bowl them.
Your lovely wife Bonnie.
Yes.
She referred to you as a battler. So ask him about managing a Hungry Jack's store before you're a professional cricketer. Is that where you came from?
Yep.
Managing Hungry Jack's?
Yeah, Hungry Jack's Glengarry.
Dan's local Hungry Jack's.
Yeah. So that was my first job. Just a little fryer boy, just chucking things in the broiler and making burgers, and then just decided I wanted more pay, so I worked my way up. $5.80 I started on, I reckon.
Did ya?
Yeah, so I wasn't too keen to work too hard for that, but if you get up to management, you got into the teens per hour, I think. So
So you were doing that while playing cricket or before cricket?
Just club cricket, yeah. So I was sort of doing that while I was studying at TAFE, and yeah.
Is battler, is that a good description by Body?
Probably, yeah. I'm always battling in life with something.
So who's your pick for the World Cup this year? What's it all looking like?
It's a tough one, that. I think England are looking really good. Their squad is very, very well rounded out. I don't want to count the Aussies out. Who else is in the other group? India and Pakistan, always troublesome. I reckon in our conditions, India have got a pretty good bowling attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I reckon, yeah.
What about your international aspirations?
Yeah, I'd still love to play
Yeah.
for Australia. I'm always ready. I think I'm bowling pretty well at the moment, and if I get the call, I'll get the call. But
how does that work with selection? Is it just people watching you play, watching your stats, got to keep bowling well, consistency?
Yeah, pretty much. They generally tend to get the selectors around. I think there'll be one selector with the Aussie team. So George Bailey, who's mainly the T20 selector, he'll be with the Aussie team at the World Cup. And then I think Tony Doddermaid is the other bloke who just tries to get round to domestic cricket. I think I've seen him at every game that I've played in this year. He's been there. So, yeah, they just sort of do that. They chat to captains. They chat to, they just chat and find out who's doing well. Obviously observe, look at the numbers and stuff like that. So.
And with all the different competitions, with the different teams around, is playing for your country, is that what everyone wants to do?
Yeah, it's still paramount.
Yeah, everyone drives for that.
Yeah, yep, definitely.
And okay. I mean, it's a sport for cricket for mine now that it's got T20, one dayers, test. You're saying T10s. Mm-hmm. What's a T10?
So it's 10 overs a side.
How many overs do you bowl as a bowler? Two. Fuck.
It is literally a batsman's game.
Yeah.
Cricket already is a batsman's game, but yeah.
I feel like bowlers are like defenders in footy. Like, you're always hard done by. It's
100%. Yep. Mind you, batsmen always think they're hard done by, but they get free hits, they get wides, they get all these extra chances.
Yes, correct.
We've just got to run up and try and put it in an area.
So at a T10, what are you happy with to get away with?
You'd take 24, I reckon.
12 and over?
Yeah, to a ball.
So as a bowler, getting employed in a T10 comp, you're just rolling in going, I know I'm going to get spanked.
Yeah, pretty much I was going to use it as good lead-in for if I was to play, I'd use it as good lead-in towards Big Bash and just try bowl 2 overs of Yorkers.
Yeah.
So just have my death game on point going into the Big Bash.
It's like a test, the real stuff out in the middle, right? Mm. What about the 100? What's the 100?
100 bowls a side.
Right. How many overs is that?
So they 5 bowl sets instead of 6 bowl overs.
Right. So you bowl sets.
Yeah, and you bowl 10 bowls from one end in a row. So say if I was to bowl the first 5 bowls, if I bowled really well, I could still bowl in the next 5. So I could bowl 10 bowls in a row if I wanted to.
Really?
Yeah. Or I could bowl 5, someone else could bowl 5, and then they swap ends.
Do you like that?
It's something different. I haven't played in it yet, so I don't know, but people have said that it's pretty good. It's over quickly. It doesn't drag on.
100, what's that? 14? I don't know how many overs that is.
Yeah, it's 20 sets of 5, mate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Thank you. 20 sets of 5. So how many sets can you bowl?
4.
Right. I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Where's it gonna? Where's cricket gonna? Like, do you still like the traditional side of the game, or is it are you more for let's play some T5s?
T1s.
What do you reckon? Is it gonna keep going that way, or?
I don't know. I think there's still space and the market for all forms of the game. People still live, love, and die by Test cricket. Yeah. And then, there's more engagement in some of the younger generations coming through in the shorter formats, but there's more brightness, colours, fireworks, etc. But, yeah, I think there's still the market for all three.
Because if you're getting 200 people down to the state competition in Australia, like, just putting my hand up, like, I don't think that's a positive thing, right? I mean, that's not good for the sport, is it? You get more into a local game, wouldn't
you? Not really. Like, turning up to Scarborough, you get probably 20 people there, 30 people, and they're mainly just parents of clubs. Guys, one-day games, you probably get 1,000 people.
Yeah.
It's,
Is that just the sport?
I don't know. I think maybe the length of the games might have something to do with it, that people, don't want to sort of sit there all day, but the diehards will.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that happens, I guess. And you know, Shield games are played, if they're played during the week, everyone's at school or work. And if they're on the weekend, they'll get a few more, but all the kids are generally playing club cricket or stuff, so the market sometimes isn't always there.
Good. Who we got coming up, Dan? Who's playing in the next couple of days in the T20 World Cup?
Let's see, 20 today. Bangladesh, Netherlands today. South Africa, Zimbabwe.
Bangladesh, Netherlands, South Africa, Zimbabwe.
Tomorrow is Australia, Sri Lanka.
Australia, Sri Lanka.
That's here in Perth.
Can you go?
Probably.
Do you like watching cricket?
I love watching cricket. I'm a bit of a nuffy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, it depends, actually. I think Bond's working, so she'll be out the game working. So I'll probably be at home watching it on the couch.
Unreal.
Looking after little Peyton.
Peyton, looking after you. All right, there you go. World Cup preview, review for Shelter SportsCast. Done and dusted. AJ TYE, Will Schofield. Give me a look at my run sheet, please, Dan. Thank you very much.
Dan.
How you going, big fella? There we go, Shelter FootyCast. You can use the email at footycast@shelterbrewing.com.au. Find us on Instagram, Shelter FootyCast. Listen to Southern River Band Boys. Find them on the national tour. AJ TYE will be down there at Busso. We'll see you there.
See you there. Thanks for having me.